Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this exciting session, information session on studying in Germany. And I believe that everyone on this call is here to learn or to take one or two information as regarding studying in Germany. We're not going to waste any time today, so just go straight into the event. But quickly, I want to tell us, for those that are here and you know someone that is meant to be here that has not joined, and you know this information is really going to profit them, just take 1 or 2 minutes to, give them a reminder and tell them to join right away, because I'm sure they wouldn't want to miss this information session. So just quickly do that and tell them to just join in, because we're starting, and once we start, it's going to be, fully packed. I'm sure they don't want to miss that. So this information session is organized by the Help for Africans from Ukraine in Germany, which is HAUG, H-A-U-G initiative. And HAUG is a coalition of individuals in the German African community. And they are here to support people who have fled the war from Ukraine and are currently seeking refuge in Germany. HAUG initiative, this beautiful organization, they emanated from an All-Nigerian Community, from the meeting which was held in March 2022, March 15th, and it was convened by the Nigerians in Diaspora Organisation Germany, which is NIDO, and they are also here with us. The aim of this initiative basically is to educate and inform the refugees to the extent that they can make decisions as quickly as possible about their future. And we know we are in Germany, everything is about time. So that's why it's so very important that all those that are meant to be on this call has to be here. Information is key, especially in Germany. And the scope of this initiative, now jointly run by the Horizon Resource Network and NIDO Germany, was subsequently extended to cover all Africans, and indeed all those in need of support. So this evening, I'm going to be introducing the coordinators of this initiative, and they will have 1 or 2 minutes to just quickly talk about the initiative while we get on with the section. So first, I'll be introducing Mr. Femi Awoniyi, is the president, Nigerians in Diaspora Organisation Germany, that's NIDO, and is here with us. Sir, I kindly request that you unmute and turn your video on and just quickly give a brief intro about NIDO.
Oh, thank you so much. My name is Femi Awoniyi. Oh, I'm the president of the Nigerians in Diaspora Organisation Germany. Thank you for being here. I hope you are hearing me well.
Very clear, sir.
Okay. Like you rightly pointed out in your introduction, Nigerian Diaspora Organisation Germany initiated
I'm sorry, sir, your audio went off. We lost your track. Currently, you're muted, so. Mr. Femi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Should I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Once again, my name is Femi Awoniyi. I'm the president of the Nigerians in Diaspora Organisation Germany. The acronym of our organization is NIDO Germany. NIDO Germany is the quasi-official representative body for Nigerians living in Germany. And it is one of the 19 chapters in Europe. what we do is our major responsibility is to mobilize diaspora resources in support of national development in Nigeria. We also work for the empowerment of Nigerians living in diaspora so that they...
You muted, sir. Apologies for that. I think it's just some technical issues. Mr. Femi, if you can hear me, you're muted.
Hello?
Yes, sir. I can hear you now. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear and see you clearly.
Yes. Yes. Should I start again or?
No, you can just continue from where you stopped, sir.
Okay, please give it to Mr. Taiwo. Let me get my technicals right. Please
let
Mr. Taiwo come in and speak while I get my technicals right.
No problem, sir. Yes, sir. No problem, sir. So quickly, I'm going to be introducing Dr. Taiwo Fagbemigun, who is the chairman of Horizon Resource Network, also in partnership with this event. So Dr. Taiwo, sir, if you can kindly unmute and turn your video right.
Okay, can you see me?
Yes,
can you hear me? Thank you.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Once again, my name is Taiwo Fagbemigun. I'm the chairman of the Horizon Resource Network, a non-profit organization here in Germany. We are based in Hamburg, but we are also very active in several states in Germany, where we work in collaboration with various partner organizations. Our major goal is to promote the empowerment of persons with international background through education and socio-cultural empowerment. And we work to empower through capacity development, information sharing, and also to provide support in times like this. And we are very happy to be part of this initiative, which was called at the instance of NIDO, as was mentioned earlier, and being led by Mr. Femi Awoniyi. And so I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy that every one of you is also here to learn and pick one or two information that would enable you to make informed decisions regarding your stay in Germany, particularly for those who want to further their academic endeavor here in Germany. And I hope through this webinar, you are able to get answers to various bordering questions. And then I hope you have a nice time. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. That's elaborate and explanatory info. So quickly moving on, I'm going to be introducing our speakers for today, and they are going to be the ones to take us on. But before I do that, once again, just a quick announcement for you. If you're on this call and you know someone that is meant to be on this call and is not here yet, just kindly nudge them, send them a message, a reminder that the meeting is on and the session is already on, and we're going to really go into it now for them to join quickly. And also, if you have questions, because I'm sure that you have a lot of questions, so do not hesitate to drop either in the chat box or when it's time for question. There's an icon for Q&A. You can type your questions there. And right after this session, we're going to take all of your questions one after the other and give you the answers that you need. So moving on, today's webinar is organized in collaboration with Uni-Hamburg Hilft, which is UHH Hilft. And they are just a group of students in the University of Hamburg. They provide support for those who want to continue their studies in Germany. And I'm sure that they will tell us more about what they do and how you can contact them during their presentation. So quickly, I'm going to be inviting UHH Hilft. I can see one person here already. So if you can unmute and start the video, the floor is yours.
Yeah, hello and warm welcome from my side as well. First of all, I would like to thank HAUG Initiative and NIDO Germany for the organization of this meeting, and also for the fact that you have come in such large numbers. My name is Jana Hesse, and I am here together with my colleague Martin Pleus today, and I think he isn't a speaker right now, but I can start slowly and he will join me. We both work at Universität Hamburg in the project Hilft, which basically means Uni-Hamburg helps, and we try to support people who had to interrupt their educational path to apply for a study place at our university. And our aim today would be to provide some general information about the higher education system in Germany, about the universities. Yeah, and I see Martin is here right now. Maybe Martin, you would like to introduce yourself.
Well, okay, my name is Martin. Unfortunately, my video is not working. I guess someone has to... Yeah, there I am. Good. Well, okay. My name is Martin. I'm working as an assistant for our program, and I'm very happy to be here with you and that so many of you joined our session today.
Yeah, and we would like to share our screen if that would be possible.
Yeah, I think it should be possible once you are yours.
Yeah, it works now.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right. So
little technical issues, but I'm quite sure we're gonna make it today. Yeah. So before we start, we would like to, after our short introduction, get to know to you a little bit, and we prepared mini quiz. We would like to get an impression from you and from your background, and would like to ask you to fill out the following quiz. You can whether just scan the code with your mobiles or go to menti.com and use the code written down here. Yeah, and we would like to maybe take 1 or 2 minutes to that and share the results afterwards. Right, Martin?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna switch to Menti. So sorry, I'm getting here. That wasn't right. Can you see my screen, my Menti screen?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So it's good. So first question would be, what subject did you study before you came to Germany? And we have a few answers right now. Medicine is written big here because maybe it's a big topic. We have business administration as well. MBBS, I don't know that, but we can talk about that later. Zahnmedizin, dentistry, TO, don't know that either. So yeah, and already 10 people of you participated, and medicine is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We thought so, yeah. So next question, and I think I have to, there are getting some more international economics, which is maybe related to business administration, international relations, biology, cybersecurity, chemistry. Wow, so we do have many different backgrounds here in our group today, and it's getting more and more. That's really great to see. So I think we wait like 1 more minute with this first question, and Martin and myself, we can have a look. Nursing, aviation. Yeah, so great. It's a bunch of different subjects we have here, different backgrounds. I'm really curious to learn more about you in this session, but we have prepared another question for that. I think I have to stop my screen sharing for that to lead to the next question. Can't find the way out of the presentation mode from Menti right now. So now it works. Next question is, and I hope you can see that now, have you already finished your studies? Did you receive a degree during your first studies? So answers would be, yes, I have a bachelor's degree. Yes, I have a master's degree maybe, or no, I haven't finished my studies yet. And I'm rushing to show you the results. So some guys did already receive a bachelor's degree. One master's here. We do have many of you who didn't finish their studies yet. So many people who started but couldn't finish. So we will leave this in the background. I think it's good to get a first impression, and so that Martin and me, we know what to talk about and where to meet you on the way. But we do have some first content prepared for you. And first of all, we would like to start presenting our slides. And we know that there will be many questions, surely. And we hope to answer most of them during our presentation. And if not, no worries, we have time in the end to talk about all your questions in a Q&A session. And I'm quite sure we will manage to share the slides so that you can get all the information afterwards. So no worries, you don't have to screenshot or take pictures. You can totally focus on the presentation, and then you will receive the slides. So I'm sharing my screen again one last time. Sorry for that. And we will start all over again. So our today's agenda would be to give you some first impressions about the university system in Germany in general. And afterwards, we will talk a little bit about the recognition process of educational qualifications. We will give you an overview about the language requirements. Special case is recognition of medical qualifications. And as we saw in the cloud, many of you have already studied medicine, but maybe didn't finish. So this is on our agenda as well. And yeah, our fifth point would be further general information. We got a few slides for you just with general information. Maybe you already know about, but just to be sure. Sorry, I'm not that familiar with my monitors. So let's start. There are 448 universities in Germany, and yeah, to give you a first overview, we just wanted to share that with you. The different types of universities. There are, as I already said, more than 400 state accredited institutions of higher education, and together they offer more than 20,000 different study programs, subjects. In Germany, you can generally choose between different state and private higher education institutions. There are universities, universities of applied science, and schools of art, film and music, and selecting the right one for you depends amongst other things on what you would like to study on the subjects. and all institutions are totally comparable in terms of quality. So all universities do provide a really high quality of higher educations. At universities and equivalent institutions, the focus is on somehow theoretical knowledge and methodological competence, which is why the course of study is somehow scientific and research orientated. Against that, universities of applied science are characterized by a strong practical and job application orientation. In addition to the state-founded universities, there are, as you can see on the right hand, private or Catholic universities in Germany, and some of them cover additional subjects or cooperate with companies to offer like dual study systems. Generally spoken, education is not organized centrally in Germany. All 16 German states have their own higher education laws and regulations, and German institutions of higher education are also very independent, and from admission to application deadlines, much is decided by the individual university or college, and that is why it is important always to find out which rules apply at the university of your choice at the end. So one big difference between the private and the state university are also the fees that are charged. In general, education in Germany is free of charge and should be possible and available for all people. There's no tuition fees in the public universities, but there's a semester fee, which is not that big, but it must be paid. That is set by each university individually, and it's usually between 300 and 500 euros per semester, so you have to pay it twice a year. Good thing about that is that public transport ticket is often included in that. At private university, on the other hand, the tuition fee is often very high, so it literally can cost an arm and a leg, and it's what many people cannot afford, and so yeah, maybe private universities won't be those we will talk about today. In the following, we will always talk about the state universities, as Universität Hamburg is a state university as well. To gain admission to universities, to German universities, applicants must have a university entrance qualification, which you receive if you went to school in Germany after the secondary school, after 12 or 13 years. It's a higher education entry qualification, which is called Abitur, and yeah, you must provide that you have an equivalent to that in general. Every study program is linked to a particular type of qualification. When you decide on your course, you are also deciding on the qualification that you hope to attain at the end. And German education institutions offer many types, as you can see on this slide, of courses and qualifications. I think many of you already studied, so we can just talk about that very shortly. A bachelor's degree is the first higher education qualification level recognized on the international job market. And during a bachelor's degree course, you learn the fundamentals of an academic subject. There are joint degrees that comprise 2 subjects or single degrees. And with this bachelor qualification, you can either start working right away or apply for a master's degree in the specific subject area that you are interested in. So the master's degree is the academic degree that follows to the bachelor's, and during a master's degree you can either extend or deepen of your knowledge over 2 to 4 semesters and specialize in specific subjects. So this knowledge will provide you with many opportunities, as you can see here, maybe on the job market, but in addition, a master's degree also prepares you to continue your academic way, to do a PhD, to embark on a doctorate. One thing that is really one thing that is really special in the German study system is that some study programs lead to Staatsexamen, it's state examinations. They are called that because the final examinations are organized and evaluated by the state. This is the case, for example, for law or medicine, pharmacy, dentistry, for example, and a state examination study usually takes 4 up to 6 years. As in, I think, nearly all other countries, there are admission requirements for universities in Germany. We can generally distinguish between mandatory requirements and in optional or additional requirements, and required at nearly all universities are a recognition of your educational qualifications, that you can approve an equivalent to the Abitur, and language requirements in German or English. Martin and I will talk about that later in detail. The optional requirements, maybe the selection rank, it's based on an average grade, and additional criteria, for example, taking a test. It's relevant for popular but restricted study programs such as medicine. So many people would like to study medicine, but there are only few places offered. And it's also relevant for popular cities. So like Hamburg or maybe Berlin, all big cities are really popular. It's somehow a metropole effect. So Uni-Hamburg receives many applications, which not necessarily means that it's the best university for every subject. And in addition, there are also subject prerequisites, often in master programs, that you have to prove, especially knowledge in maybe business administration, if you would like to do a master in business administration. Yeah, I would like to hand over to you, Martin.
Thank you so much, Jana. I hope you're gonna help me with the slides. Yes, very well. So I'm gonna talk a little bit more detail about well, the regulations regarding the application processes in universities in Germany. First of all, you really should be aware that these regulations, as Jana told already, may vary from university to university. That means that you always need to check what kind of specific regulations do apply for you and your case. Second, it's important to know that you need to look for the regulations that apply for internationals, yeah, for people from abroad, for people who are citizens from from outside EU, actually from outside European Union. This is very important because these information are sometimes they are kind of a bit hard to find, and you always stumble over the regulations for Germans, but these regulations wouldn't fit to you. So when it comes to recognition of educational qualifications, well, why should you do this? Or how is it accomplished? Well, it is important that your certificates will be compared to the German entry qualification. So someone will look at your certificates and will check whether these are whether these are sufficient for the entry to higher education in Germany. So you need to provide your certificates as far as you got these in your possession. That means that you hand in school certificates and high school diploma, maybe your university acceptance examinations, or your transcript of records if you have. Yeah, and these documents need to be in German, or they need to be in English. So if you haven't got a translation of your certificates, please look for a translator who is certified. You can have a look at the list on the webpage stated below. Okay, this is like, yeah, but next, okay. So as I told you, regulations vary from university to university. That is also true for the recognition process. That means universities decide on their own whether they want to have a recognition document from Uni-Assist, which is an institution in Berlin, or whether they do it on their own. Yeah, so you have to check what kind of recognition is wanted. All these evaluation processes kind of base on the same database, which is called ANABIN. ANABIN is a website where you can find all school certificates for all types of schools and of all countries. That means you could look up your specific school certificate that you have, for example, the Western African Secondary School Diploma, I guess many of you might have, and can look up what kind of possible result would I get from the evaluation. Yeah, so this is the biggest question. What kind of result will I get and what can I do with it? So maybe on the next page, we can see what are the potential results of the evaluation of your certificates. For example, a result could be that the recognition says you can apply for all study programs at all types of university. So that would mean we have direct access to all types of study programs. Or it says, well, you can apply only for specific study programs at some types of universities. That means that you have kind of restricted access or entry possibilities, opportunities. So another potential result would be that you have to prove maybe 1 or more years at university. So that they say, well, you could apply for a study program, but beforehand, you need to show that you have also at least 1 successful year at university. Or it says, well, you need to participate at a Studienkolleg, which is a year for academic preparation. Yeah. For all of you who already have done some years at universities, this wouldn't be a possible result, I'm pretty sure. But for guys who went to school, well, no, let's go to the next one. For the worst and the last case, actually, the recognition could state, well, you cannot apply for any study program. That means you are not eligible for higher education in Germany because you maybe just attended school for maybe, let's say, 9 years, so you can't go to university. Yeah, but this wouldn't be true for you. You wouldn't be here in our session if that would be the case. But in the end, we have to note, or we have to keep in mind that it makes sense that you submit your transcript of records, for example, as well for the evaluation in order to prove successful years at universities, so that that your evaluation will be successful for you and you don't have to take further steps. Let's go further. What's this? Okay, yeah, well, for some of you, it might be relevant that you say, well, unfortunately, I don't have any documents. I'm missing my documents because there might be at the university I was enrolled in, or you lost them on your way to Germany. And if that's the case, there's a tiny chance that you, nevertheless, you would get an entry permission to higher education by going through a specific procedure, which is called plausibility check procedure. If you need to do this procedure, you could expect that there is an interview included. Maybe you have to prove German skills, for example, B2, or you also might need to take an exam. Often it is the Tester S exam. How it works at Hamburg University, you can look it up at the webpage link below, and let's go further. Yeah, oh, thank you so much.
So I take over again. So we're gonna have a quick look on the language requirements. As we already mentioned, most of the undergraduate programs at German universities, such as a bachelor degree or the so-called Staatsexamen, require applicants to demonstrate sufficient proficiency in German, and that is normally C1, which basically means it's a really, really high language level which is required here. There are many different types of German C1 certificates. The universities themselves decide again which certificates they accept or not. And on the next slide, we will have a few examples for you. There are some language certificates that are somehow accepted at almost all universities. Nevertheless, again, it is always important that you inform yourself at the respective university whether your language certificate will be accepted or not. Possible certificates to prove C1 German language skills might be Goethe-Zertifikat C1. There's a provider called TELC Language who provides a TELC C1 Hochschule. We do have a really popular DSH. So there are many different ways to prove your German language skills, but we know that this is not the main point to get a certificate, but it's really important, to gain the. Oh, sorry. I just wanted to add, and I don't know, I was too quick. You can look the examples up again here at our university, and we would like to add that it's somehow the most important thing if you would like to study in Germany, to learn German. Unfortunately, we know it's really hard to learn a language that's new for you up to the C1 level. And I don't know, you really have to hit the book for that. You really have to work really hard to earn that language level, but This is unfortunate. We do have to bring this message. Most study programs in Germany are only provided in German language. Since we know that nearly all of you speak perfect English, way better than I do, and it takes a long time to master a new language on the C1 level. I'm sure now you're wondering, is it not possible to study in English in Germany? Wouldn't that be an option? And unfortunately, we have this somehow disappointing information that it's only in really few cases possible. So in total, like I mentioned earlier, there are over 20,000 study programs in Germany. If we break it down to English, we have under 2,000 programs offered. If we go down on the bachelor's degree level in English offered, we have 300 left for all over Germany. So you can see it's really, really low. Even lower if we have a look at Hamburg, where we are from. There are only 11 bachelor's degrees offered in English language. And at our own university, Universität Hamburg, there's none English bachelor available. So studying in English might be an option for some of you, maybe especially the guys who voted for the international business and international affairs, and somehow there might be options, but generally speaking, it's really unfortunate, but we do have to say that German is the most important factor in getting into German university. But you can do some further research if you would like, and if you think that might be possible for you to study in English because your subject might fit, you can look up and do some further research on the websites of Hochschulkompass for it's a higher education compass. Yeah.
All right, yeah, thank you. Well, yeah, since many of you stated that you were studying medicine, and we've expected that, it's our experience as well that many of you were enrolled in medicine. We gathered some information about that. And if you already studied a medicinal program, but you haven't got any degree, then your transcript of records should be evaluated as well. Yeah, it's not the same like the evaluation of your school certificates. Is a bit different. It's about not about the entry to higher education. It's about the transfer of your credits. So someone kind of need to check what kind of modules you already did, which kind of seminars and lectures you visited, and whether they can be transferred to your new study program when you are ready for this. So this kind of procedure can be done by the Landesprüfungsamt, which is an institution in your provincial capital. So let's say, Düsseldorf is one of them, and you can find an example of it at the webpage stated below. But you should go to your Landesprüfungsamt, to your provincial capital that is responsible for you, actually. Good. This is about the transfer of credits. Next thing, well, as Jana told us, there aren't many study programs in English, and when it comes to medicine, there is not any in English that leads to the profession of a medical doctor who could work in a clinic or so. So there are some, well, not in Germany, but maybe in another country in Europe, and you could look those programs you could look them up at the webpage stated below. But unfortunately, tuition fees are quite high. They range from 3,000 up to 30,000. So this is not cheap. Next one. Well, and there's one additional alternative you could think about, which you could consider, that you might apply for another program that is kind of related to medicine. There are some programs that are in English, for example, biochemistry or cell biology, but these study programs, they wouldn't lead to a profession that, like a doctor, but they would lead to a profession which is in research. You would work in research or maybe in industry, but not as a doctor. So that is like another alternative, not very satisfying, but this is the way it could go when you want to stick to English as a language, introduction language. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah.
Are you done, or did I?
Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. So our last point on our agenda is some further general information, and we try to keep it all really short because we know that you have a bunch of individual questions. In general, the application periods for university programs are twice a year. For the following winter semester, you can apply from 1st June to 15th of July. So this is the next period available. And for summer semester, for summer term, it's from the 1st December to 15th January. So this is really important to keep in mind that it's required to stay within those deadlines. If you miss one day, your application will not be accepted at all. So you need to fulfill the requirements often until the application deadline. But the deadlines and the application requirements, as we already mentioned, are individual from university to university and may differ. So have a careful look at that. We know that, like I said, many questions are very individual. Individual concerns, and that many things you have on your heart cannot be explained in such an information session, but even better in a personal conversation. And even if we would like to, we would really like to do that, we cannot invite you all to our office to Hamburg because the way is too long and we do not have that many colleagues. But good news is that there are many support programs all over Germany at almost every university or every city are like partner programs located, and these programs are often really similar to our UHH Hilft program, and all colleagues can give you the same information as we provide. Therefore, we would like to invite you to read what is being done in your city, where you can make some contacts at the universities close to you, and who can help you regarding the requirements, application procedures in your city or in Germany in general. So we do have a link for that as well. You can look it up on the website given here, that you can maybe talk to somebody in person, which is really helpful most of the time. Yeah, I think I don't want to say too much about this slide, but nevertheless, we think it's quite important just to share with you in the case you don't know yet. It is really difficult to get a place in language courses nowadays. The demand is high and the offers are low, so therefore we have compiled some online language trainings here for you that are free of charge. And as mentioned earlier, you will get all the information as a PDF, so you can just maybe have a look on those websites and try to find out if it's suitable for you to learn German words, maybe in those online courses. And here, just like the last slide, again, is some general information and also a page where you can register for accommodations if you haven't yet. Because unfortunately, universities in general cannot assist you with those questions. We don't have capacities for that, unfortunately. But yeah, since we will share the PDF with you, we just wanted to add that. And I think for now we are done with our slides and with our input. And we will be really happy to start the Q&A session. We have some first questions in the chat, I think.
Yeah, thank you so much for that session. I'm trying to turn my video on, but I'm having an issue, so also if you could help with that. But while I'm trying to get that on, thank you so much for the packed session of deep information. I'm sure that those on this call have learned one or two things, and you have even answered some questions, I think, during your presentation. But just to still go through them and make sure that everyone has the answers they want. But for now, just take 2 to 3 minutes to just take water, just calm down, because you're going to be doing a lot of talking and a lot of answering of questions. And while you're doing that, I am going to quickly call the president of NIDO. Are you here, sir? Mr. Femi? I'm not sure if...
Yes, I'm there.
Okay. So I'm just going to quickly call you to still give a brief info about NIDO before we get into the question segment. So the floor is yours, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Femi Awoniyi. I'm the president of the Nigerians in Diaspora Organisation Germany. It is the representative body for Nigerians living in Germany, and NIDO Germany is one of the 19 chapters of Nigerians in Diaspora Organisation Europe. Our basic objectives are, number one, to mobilize diaspora resources in support of national development in Nigeria, to promote the networking of Nigerians in the diaspora so that they can support each other, and also to promote a positive image of Nigeria so that we can promote Nigeria, our homeland, as a place to do business and invest, and also for development cooperation. We also do engage in activities that empower members of the Nigerian diaspora so that they can live successful and fulfilling lives in their countries of residence. We initiated these supports with the support scheme, help for Africans from Ukraine in Germany, because we realized that a lot of Africans, especially students, were coming from Ukraine as a result of the war, and they need to be supported here. So we decided to network other African organizations in Germany, and together we formed a network, a support network. And we have a Facebook page, we have a Telegram group, we have a WhatsApp group through which we regularly share information. We just started also our website. And, we are grateful to Uni-Hamburg Hilft for supporting us. We reached out to them and they readily accepted to be part of this initiative, hence the event of today. So going forward, we'll be holding these kind of events so that we can continue to provide and share information is useful and critical for informed decision making by Africans and indeed third country nationals faced by the war in Ukraine who are currently seeking refuge in Germany. So thank you for listening to me. I won't take too much of your time. Let me hand over to the moderator. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Femi, for that. So quickly, I'm still trying to work on my video. I don't know, maybe it will come up any minute. But while we're waiting for that, so I don't waste any of our time, we'll be going into the question sections. And I mean, some of the questions here are repeated questions. So when I see the other question, just as you're here on this call and you have questions here, just pay attention so you get everything you need to get when the explanation is made and you don't make any mistake or any error. So the first question I have here says, what are the opportunities for medical students? Can they continue their studies here in Germany?
Well, it's kind of my part, actually. It's about medicinal programs that you were enrolled in Ukraine, and now you want to continue studies here in Germany. And as I told you, well, of course you can. In general, you can continue studies, but there are some requirements, and one of them is that you actually really need C1 German skill level, and you need kind of a recognition of your certificates that says, well, you have the permission to go to university at all. Yeah, so please have a look at our slides. You will find the relevant sections where you can see what to do. But actually, in general, you can apply for any study program. Yeah, there's no restriction. But the restriction is more about the regulations at specific universities. But if you have the eligibility to go to university, you could apply for any. If you are successful with your application, this is another question. Yeah, as Jana told us in the beginning, sometimes criteria play a role, like selection rank. What kind of average grade do I have? Do I have to take another exam? Things like that. So in general, yes, of course, but be aware of all the obstacles that are ahead of you.
Okay, I mean, I know you mentioned that during the presentation, but just for the sake of repetition, so they get
that helps. Yeah, that helps. Repetition helps. Yeah, to really get it into the head, because
assimilate the information well. This question says, where can I study medicine in English in Germany? And you also already mentioned that you have to have German up to C1. So we're just going to move on from there. And the next question I have here says, I completed my master's degree in pharmacy in Ukraine, but I've not received my degree yet due to the war. Will I be able to work in Germany, or do I need a refreshment course? And where can I get the degree?
Yeah, good question. So you've come very far with your studies, but you haven't got a degree yet. So I would recommend you to let your certificates that you have, kind of the proof of your modules you attended, that you all what you have get recognized by the Landesprüfungsamt in your provincial capital. So it's about transfer of credits. Yeah, this is, maybe they say, well, you have kind of a qualification that is comparable to the German PTA, the pharmaceutical technical assistant, so that you could work, but I guess you also need to show some German skills as well. So, but you could reach an intermediate stage of qualification and could work with it. Maybe, I'm pretty sure that would work. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. I have a question here that says that what are the options or examples of universities that may not likely ask to see a transcript?
Well, I've seen this question, and if we are on the same page, what does transcript mean? If we say transcript of records, then well, the transfer of records might be helpful for transfer of credits when you are like when you did already your studies and you are quite close to the end, or transfer of records maybe are helpful for the entrance requirements, so that you maybe can prove that you are eligible for higher education. We talked about it. We said, well, you need at least school certificate, but sometimes you need kind of a proof of successful years at university, and then transfer of records come into play. That is the official meaning of transcript. If you say transcript is like the definition of school certificate, then it gets harder, yeah, because then we must admit that without any proof of any education, then the last chance would be the plausibility check procedure. So, and there won't be any, I'm pretty sure, any higher educational institution, may it be a state university or a private university, if you can't prove or give proof of any education, it gets hard, yeah? So you wouldn't find, I'm pretty sure, some university who says, well, I don't need any proof, just come here and enroll into our program. Unlikely.
Okay, thank you for that. This question is also similar. I think you mentioned it, but I'm just going to ask what programs can I apply for medical universities if I'm already in 4th or 5th course?
Yeah. Well, as I said, if you really want to get the qualification as a medicinal doctor, as a medical doctor who works maybe at a clinic, then you have no other option than to go and learn German up to C1 level and apply officially. Yeah, that is the way to go. Other option would be go for an English program in another European country, or to go for a completely different program or a medicine related program in English in Germany.
Okay. This next question is about language, and it says, what of those of us that were studying Ukrainian language, can we switch to studying German or any other course or get a residence stay? So I don't know if this is linked to, okay, I think Yana can help answer that.
Yeah, I will try kind of, because generally spoken, like Martin said, you can apply for any study program, but you have to fulfill the requirements. So if you studied Ukrainian language, I'm not quite sure if it's provided at any university in Germany, but of course you can apply for German language, or maybe we do offer like English as a world language at our university, but you have to fulfill the requirement, and that is really individually. So we can't say that in general. Yeah, maybe that for now.
And maybe I have a completely different idea what the question was about, but maybe
sorry.
no, just
No.
It's my idea. So I would maybe go to my idea and say, well, if your Ukrainian course was kind of a preparatory course for your studies, then of course you don't need any Ukrainian here in Germany, you need German. And for this, sure, you need to get some courses in order to learn German. Yeah, but generally, German courses at university in order to learn it as a second language are not very often to find. Often university doesn't offer, they don't offer these courses, well, because they are not specialized in teaching German, they are specialized on higher education. So keep in mind where to find those courses, not often in universities.
Okay. My next question is, like I said, there'll be some questions that are repeated. So if you're here and you drop the question and you already got an answer close to that, just pay attention so I don't have to repeat the same questions all over again. This next one says, can I switch from science to other courses for masters?
To what was it?
You just said to other courses, so no.
To other courses, yeah.
Course,
so Jana introduced the system of higher education in Germany, and she talked about bachelor degrees and master degrees, and normally master degrees are consecutive. That means they are of the same subject or field that the bachelor you did before. So if you have studied chemistry as a bachelor degree, you can't study history as a master degree. You need to take a similar course or study program in masters as well. So if you have studied science, so natural science like physics or mathematics, then you need to stick to science or actually to the exact subject you did before. And then this is possible, but you won't find many master programs that are not consecutive, that are not related to the subject you did in bachelor.
Okay. Quickly, I'm going to explain this because someone asked if you could drop the link for the requirements and procedures, and I know you mentioned that the slide is going to be made available, but if you can just repeat it so they know where to get it from.
I can try to upload the presentation and share a link with the whole presentation if you can take over, Martin, the Q&A completely for a minute.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
sure.
fine.
Or yeah, maybe Mr. Femi can share it as well, but this is a good idea. Yeah.
Okay. This question, I think, is still linked to saying, is it possible to study nursing in English and have A2 German language certificates? Like if you're studying nursing, can you also study in English or have an A2 German?
I didn't get one word. What was it? If you study nursing? What is
nursing.
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 Okay. I see. Okay, well, good. Nursing is like one subject from the health field. So this is very special in a way. You really should get your certificates kind of recognized from the Landesprüfungsamt, because it's not very clear what kind of qualification it is. Yeah, because normally nursing is not a subject at university. Nowadays it is, like since the last 10 years, it became more popular at university, but normally it is like an apprenticeship. So, well, he or she should get a clear idea what kind of qualification it is and how he or she can build up on it, or if he or she doesn't want anything else, I don't know.
Okay. Okay, so my next question is about also studying medicine. We have a lot of medicine related questions. They say, is it possible to attend a first year course of learning German language here in Germany and then continue to study medicine?
A fourth year course?
So, I mean, maybe this person, the way the question is framed, I believe he or she thinks maybe the German language is segmentized into first year, second year, so you can just use 1 year to study the language and then move over to the main course.
So first, he or she should fit the requirements. So C1 German skill, that is the thing to do, and then the recognition of, or the transfer of his or her credits would be important in order to get an idea where to start again from. He or she shouldn't start from as a beginner, yeah, because there are some modules already done, but after the recognition, he or she has the idea where to start again. So German before, and afterwards apply for a medicine program, and then well, start from that point where it is possible, actually.
Okay. For this next question, I believe you already answered it, so I might not repeat it, but I might just give a short in case the person didn't get it. So asking if I don't have my certificate, I mean, this person has a degree from the home country, but doesn't have a certificate, only the transcript. So you're saying, can I apply to a master's program with only the transcripts without the certificates?
Yeah, this was my first slide. You really should, well, take these certificates you have and let them recognized, and then you will see what the result will be. Normally it is the school certificate, but sometimes it's when you don't have it or you don't have other documents, take these you have, and please store them in your Gmail account as well as photographs, in order not losing them once again, maybe.
Okay. I'm going to, after this question, I'll ask those that want to just ask that question directly to come on. So I'll quickly take this. I'm talking about English proficiency. Says, is it a requirement? Is it a major requirement for people coming from English-speaking country to have their English proficiency in order to apply for a course? Is it a major requirement?
Yeah, exactly. If you apply for a study program that is taught in English, then you have to show proficiency in English with proof. That might be a certificate, but actually, if you are from a country that is English speaking and your school education was in English, then your school certificate is kind of proof as well, often, yeah. But you need to check it. What does the specific university really say about this? But for Hamburg University, for example, it's the case that this would be sufficient, the school certificate stating that you did your secondary school in English. Okay,
so quickly, I'm going to be calling on those that would like to ask a question directly. Ibrahim Mohammed, I have asked you to unmute, so quickly state your question, please. Ibrahim, if you can hear me.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, my question is direct about pharmacy. I am a pharmacy technician as well as medical student for the year, but I'm not talking about the medical school because I had my answer. The procedure to maybe work as a pharmacy technician, this is what I'm looking for. In pharmaceutical company.
Okay, yeah, well, I think this is a very good idea. If you have already a certificate, if you have like a qualification, then sometimes it makes sense not to go any further, because you are qualified. You can go for the job market, actually. but in your case, I would nevertheless, I would like get my certificates kind of recognized, but not in order to get entry access or access to university, but in order to get like proof of your vocational qualification that you can do a job in this field. So maybe you can try to ask your Landesprüfungsamt as well, to ask them where to get the recognition of your vocational qualification. But I think this is a good idea, and yeah, definitely.
Okay, thank you very much, Ibrahim. I'm sure you got your answer. So quickly, Glory Publishers ask you to unmute now, so state your question.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you so much for organizing this meeting, and I'm sure you've answered so many questions. My question is about nursing. How can maybe for a student, a medical student who was studying in Ukraine, you know, how can they apply to study nursing here in Germany? Because I've had many of them who want to study nursing.
I've mentioned it once before. Nursing, traditionally, it is a subject that is like trained in a training, in an apprenticeship. That means that you are trained 50% of your time at school and 50% of the time at a company or at a clinic, actually. So this is the normal way to be trained as a nurse. But nowadays, it is also possible to get trained at university. And I'm not pretty sure what would be better, but it might be a bit easier to get a place in an apprenticeship, because there the entry requirement would be B2 when it comes to language. Yeah, so maybe this would be a faster way. Apprenticeships start in August or September, October every year. So keep that in mind, that you are prepared well before. If they have already some courses, then they should let them recognized again. Yeah, so look it up at our document. There's one page about recognition of medical qualifications.
Okay, so I have a question. For those that are raising their hands, I ask if your question has been answered, you can lower your hand so we don't have repetition. So probably your answer, you already got your answer while he's answering another question, so we don't waste time. This question is for Mr. Femi, the NIDO representative. Are you here, sir? There's a question directed to you, if you're here, so I can quickly ask the question. Mr. Femi, if you're here, I've asked you to unmute. Okay, I think while I wait for him, I'm going to really ask the next question.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, all right. Just trying to.
I was trying to unmute myself, you know.
So all right. The question is, due to the current situation and the immediate need to continue education, is it possible to cooperate with some universities to create a special program for students from Ukraine, where some requirements, especially the German language requirements, can be waived? Did you get that, sir?
Yes, yeah, of course, I do.
Okay.
I think there are already efforts by different universities in Germany to create a kind of framework to be able to accept Ukrainian students. displaced by the war into their institutions. How that applies to third country nationals who are studying in Ukraine before the war, I cannot be yet determined. I think we need to wait to see how this plays out. But I am aware that, for example, in terms of Cologne, there was an initiative there to see how they could absorb students from Ukraine, so creating a framework to be able to achieve that. So you just have to be on the lookout. You know, if we have any information regarding that, we definitely share with those in our network. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. That is direct and straight to the point. I think, Martin, this question will be for you. It says, where can I study MSc Finance and Accounting in English in Germany? And can I also get a scholarship?
All right, yeah, Master of Science in Finance. There will be some universities offering that. Please take a look at the webpage Hochschulkompass, Higher Education Compass. I've looked it up today and it is kind of broken, but I've typed in another additional webpage, which is quite similar. Have a look there and just filter your search with the language and maybe the location, and then you will find some places where you can study it, of course.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that. Danmar, I'm going to ask you to speak now. Okay, so I think most of these people have got their questions answered because hands are now lowered, which is great. So focusing on here, it says, can a university in Germany provide language courses to help students meet the language requirements? And also talking about tuition-free or paid language courses, and for how long?
Yeah, I knew this question would come up, and actually we can consult regarding requirements for higher education entry, but we can't give legal advice. Yeah, but I can give a general idea what I'm talking about. Normally, people who come from Ukraine, they are registered under the paragraph 24, and then they get kind of automatically German courses. The first one is the so-called integration course, and the second one is the vocational language course. So this is what normally happens. If you already, but I don't know, if you register, then this will be true for you as well. But if not, then it's like on your decision what you do. Yeah. But this is like this was true in 2015 as well, that Germany provides these courses for officially registered people. When it comes to people who are not registered, there are not many offers for courses that are for free. But there are some initiatives locally, so you can look up, like, for example, German course for free in Frankfurt or Cologne, or for refugees maybe, yeah, German course, refugees, Cologne. And then you may find one course, yeah, not as high quality as the state offered, but at least there might be some.
And even though the universities themselves don't provide language courses on basic levels, mostly students' initiatives do. So our student initiative at Uni-Hamburg has a language course, and I'm really sure that many other universities do have that system as well. So this might be a low-key option somehow.
Okay, thank you for that. You already answered this question talking about switching from microbiology to arts in masters, if that is possible. And you mentioned there has to be a link in a way. That's how German works. It's not possible to study engineering and move to economics. It's not really possible. Yeah. So this question is specific about, I'm asking about the general requirements for computer science students. If you know the requirements for computer science, what it takes for them to study? No? Okay. So I'm sure you can also check online and look into Uni-Assist that I mentioned, and you'll be able to still get some other information if your question is not answered here. Danma, I've asked you to unmute now. So please ask your question.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can go on.
So, I am not from Ukraine, unfortunately. My heart goes out, but I am interested in Germany. I'm interested in German courses. Like, if I wanted to study marine biology in Germany, what loopholes and hoops would I have to go through? I am currently residing in... Sorry.
So I don't know whether you are residing in Germany or not.
Sir, my good sir, I am residing in Hamburg.
Ah, I see. So what was it? Biology?
Marine biology.
Marine biology, actually, yeah. There is one study program in Kiel. Marine biology in Kiel. Do you know Kiel? Have a look at the webpage.
Sorry. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, good sir?
Yeah.
I muted accidentally, but I have been in Germany for 3 months now, so I'm not familiar with everything, unfortunately.
So Dan, I recommend you to read our document carefully in order to get the general idea how it works. And then I advise you to look up at hochschulkompass.de what kind of or which universities offer marine biology. And I can tell you at least Kiel, the provincial capital of Schleswig-Holstein in the north of Hamburg, offers marine biology, and you can go there and look how to apply. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Okay. He said he got that. So quickly, Kamaruddin, I ask you to unmute now. Please ask your question.
Hello.
Yes. Hello. We can hear you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My question is, like me, I got to Ukraine 2 weeks before the war started, and I'm a student. So I'm asking for the chance that I got. What are my chances to study here in Germany?
May I ask you, have you already been enrolled in a study program in your home country?
Yeah, I've been.
So you did some degree before?
Yeah, I had a diploma in surveying in my home country.
Okay, so this is good for you in order to prove that you have sufficient qualification in order to get entry permission for higher education. So it's for you the same way as for everyone else.
Okay.
Let your certificates be recognized and go for German or search for an English program.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Straight to the point. Quickly, Kenneth, I ask you to unmute now to ask your question. Quickly, please.
Yes, thank you for such an opportunity. My name is Kenneth. I'm calling from. Fortunately, I'm in Ukraine now, in Lviv. I want to move to Germany to pursue my medical education. So the first thing, like I spoke to some couple of friends already who are in Berlin actually, and to get like ahead of what I need to do. So of course, all of them told me that I need to, just like you guys are talking now, we need some language courses. So I asked that question earlier. I think Jenna was like trying to clarify on that, on some of the opportunities that's available for us to come in and study the German language. And you made mention about having some courses in Hamburg where students could come in and learn some language courses. But I don't know if, can we get, I mean, some official, should I say, paper, something? I mean, when I come in to study, do we have any kind of, can we have some kind of a visa or something to help us move in, you know, so we could come and stay and study those languages? Because some of us, we don't even know anyone, okay? We don't have any contact. So how can we do that? And also, I wanted to ask, is it those language courses that you talk about in Hamburg, how long do they offer their courses, so that we can have a projection, you know, how long we're going to study it and make our plans and all that, and if they're also you know, on scholarship or on our budget, so we know we put all those things into consideration. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kenneth. First of all, planning with German courses that are for free is not very easy. So you can't really fix and make a plan for the next months. It wouldn't make sense and it wouldn't work. So don't rely on that. You really should know, okay, either you are registered and you are eligible for the official integration courses, or you go another way and then you look for courses that are for free, but then the planning is kind of difficult. But you really should seek legal advice before, yeah? So you come here, look, I don't know where you will land and where your residence will be, but there you should look for legal advice, ask them what you should do, and then you decide, and then then you will find out what kind of options you have. From this point, we can't give you any advice, because actually you are not here in Hamburg, so we can't really give you good advices. I don't know, Jana. Yeah,
I don't know if I have anything to add, but coming to Hamburg and planning with getting a language course in general, if it's for free or not, may be difficult in those days. And most important, in fact, is to receive legal advice before entering the country, before making decisions, especially if you said you are from the medical field. It might be very difficult to start all over again here in Germany.
Okay, my next question will be to Yana. It's on language. So it asks if it's possible to get the language course online, and like how much does it cost to do a language course?
Well, it depends. So the integration courses Martin talked about are generally state provided, and the German state takes all costs. But there are many private offers. There are many providers in Germany who provide language courses, and the costs differ from to, I can't say a number right now. So there are surely online classes from, I don't know, the providers Goethe Tech we told about, but I'm not that familiar with their prices. And I would ask you to do some research on that, maybe together with our partners, with our partner programs. If we are together in our office, so if anybody is in Hamburg and is going to visit us in the next days or weeks, we can do a quick research together. But I don't know the information for Germany. Sorry.
Okay, thank you about that. Gabriela, I've asked you to unmute now to ask a question.
Hello?
Yeah, we can
Yes,
hear you.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, thank you for this webinar. Yeah, I have a question. What about with the students who already returned to their homes? Can they still apply for the studies in Germany?
Well, having returned to your home country, like shut one door, close. Yeah, so you can't go for the Ukrainian stuff or the Ukrainian way of fleeing. Yeah, this is done. So, but the option that is still active is that you could apply for a student visa. But this is like, okay, you need a lot of money in order to store it in your bank account, to give proof that you have that money. This is an obstacle, and you need to get admission to a study place beforehand. Yeah, first you would apply for a study program, then you would get admission. With this admission, you would go to your embassy and would show them, and then they would give you the permission, the visa to come here to Germany.
Yeah, so for other questions, because I know I've seen a lot of questions relating to if you can do this from your home country, if you are returned to your home country. So basically, none of these things can work for you. You have to apply afresh. For a visa, you'd search for schools, and they already mentioned checking uni assists. That's like where you can get list of schools and courses, and they help out in terms of submission of documents to various universities. So once you're not in Germany and you return to your home country, you are basically excluded from all of this things. So just to make that clear for all the other questions regarding that. Gifts, okay, that was Adiola. I've asked you to unmute to talk. Adiola Sanusi, are you here? Okay, while waiting for that, I'm just going to bring on Abel. Abel, kindly unmute to ask your question.
Okay.
Hello, Abel.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
I can hear you.
Good evening. Yeah, I already have a degree from my home country. I was actually studying language in Ukraine before the war started. I wanted to ask if it was possible to get a job in Germany, or probably get to study German language, then apply for a job. Is that a possibility, please?
Okay, so the question is if he can just get a job or learn the language and get a job.
Yes.
Are you already are you in Germany right now?
Yes, I'm in Germany right now. I mean,
so,
Bremen.
Are you kind of registered?
I'm not registered fully. I'm still waiting for an appointment with immigration. I did my proof of arrival. I got that document already to prove that I arrived in Germany, but I'm still on the line to get an appointment with immigration.
So actually, there's the option you can work if you got the registration, the temporary residence permit. Then it says, well, you have the work permit as well, and you can apply. And if you're lucky, you get a job. Yeah. So of course there aren't as many options as for Germans, because most of the jobs are, German is required, but some jobs can be done in English as well.
Thank you very much.
So try it, actually. Yeah, go for it. Look for jobs. Yeah.
And even working may help to improve your German on the other hand. So it's kind of a circular thing.
Okay, Oluwatomiwa, quickly, I just unmuted you.
Okay, good afternoon. Thank you for this opportunity. I have a question because I barely came into Ukraine a month before the war started, and still yet to do my registration because I don't have that residence permit and I'm working on getting it. What are my chances of getting applied, getting an admission into the university? Like applying, do I have to be registered to apply into the university?
Yeah, in a way, you should kind of be in Germany officially, in a way. Yeah, you could as these you would be, when it comes to, well, waiting some months, then you would be unofficially here in Germany, and then you couldn't prove any, well, you couldn't prove residence, you couldn't prove that you have insurance, which is very important for universities. They always want to have proof for health insurance. So this would be like the obstacle, yeah? So in the long run, you need kind of an official document, yeah? But you really need to seek legal advice in order to get the idea what would be the best option for you.
Okay, for those that still have questions, you can either drop them in the question and Q&A box, or you just raise your hand. And please, if your question has been answered, in order to save time, just you don't have to come up again. So Stella, yeah, I just ask you to unmute now to ask your question.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
Actually, I don't know if I'll say I've not been registered, but I did an online registration and I got the PDF to look for a job, and I'm waiting for the appointment for the proper registration. Then I did an online registration for work, the tax code. They are still yet to give it to me, but I've started the work with a physiotherapy outlet as a massage therapist. Now I'm still waiting. I don't know what the chance is. My question now is, what do I do from here? Because I've not gotten my tax code yet.
I'm really sorry.
I've not been paid my salary because everybody is waiting for the tax code before I could be paid.
Yeah, I understand your situation. It is not very satisfying, and it's the problem comes from the fact that that system in Germany might be very different to the system to the country where you come from. So you are lacking of information, and you really need to seek advice regarding this topic. Yeah, we can't give you advice about this, yeah, because we are not experts about social things and contracts and tax. So look it up on the internet in a way. Where I don't know where you live, but look it up. Consultation. Berlin. Well, there might be some institutions who can help you. For refugees, consultation for refugees, migration consultation, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and get an appointment, and just because of course you need your money. If you've worked for it, you should get the money.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, moving on, we have a few minutes left. Simeon, I just asked you to unmute right now.
Yeah, I actually work for a NGO, and we have a specific case of a guy who is actually a cardiothoracic surgeon. He's fully qualified, originally from Nigeria, that's now staying in Germany. He is registered, but I just wanted to sort of, because he's asking the question about working within Germany. I was just wondering if you could direct us to some information on essentially what medical degrees are recognised in Germany, especially of such a high level. Like where could that guy find this information?
Thank you so much, Simon. He should let his diploma or certificates be recognized as a vocational recognition, yeah, so that he is eligible to work as a medic. But the result of the recognition would be that he get the approbation. We call it in Germany approbation. Someone who has the approbation can work as a doctor. So, but in order to get this approbation, you need to do German as well. Yes, you need to prove German skills on C1 level. So he wouldn't lose time to start with it, but he should consult. I don't know, where do you live? Where is he or she?
He's currently in Leipzig. He is starting German classes.
Good.
And I believe it'll be his 5th or 6th language that he actually knows. So, I mean, he seems to be quite proficient at languages, at least.
Well, that's good for him, yeah. So it wouldn't take too much time. There in our document, there's mentioned the Landesprüfungsamt. This would be an idea. Sometimes there are additional institutions who do this, but I would consult the Landesprüfungsamt nearby in order to get the vocational recognition.
Okay, not a problem. Thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome.
Okay, a question about the language certificate. So this person asks, like, are there any requirements to study the language, or just sending out the application?
Because I'm happy.
Sorry, but I didn't get the question.
Yeah, it says, are there any requirements in order to study the language, since it's important? That do they have to have any requirements, or all it just takes is getting the school and paying the fee?
So basically, languages starting at the A1 level, and for the first course, you don't have to bring any knowledge of the language. You just start by jumping in the cold water somehow. And if you already have some German language skills, if you have some knowledge and you want to join a course which is higher, like a B1, B2 level, you will have to prove that. But I'm not quite sure if I got it right. Martin, do you want to add something?
So there are like courses also for guys who can't read or write the Latin alphabet, but this wouldn't be true for you, I guess. So there is no.
As the question is written down in the.
Okay. Just Martin, I mean, just for a quick recap, this person just joined and is or apologies, still asking about studying medicine in Germany, if there are opportunities to transfer. So if you could just have a quick recap, so even those that read it before can begin.
Yeah. Have a look at our document. There is one page about recognition and transfer of credits. Yeah, get in contact with the Landesprüfungsamt in your provincial capital, and then yeah, it is like a kind of complicated, but you need to start with it in a way and go for German as well.
Okay, so Wheels, I just asked you to unmute now.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I have a question. Actually, I'm in Germany right now, and I'm living in Speyer. That's Rhineland flank, something like that. So on my arrival in Germany, I went to make myself got registered, and when I arrived there,
Wheels, you seem to have a network problem. Can you hear me? Wheels? I think I'm just going to, I think it dropped his question here, so I think he's asking if he can seek asylum instead of, says, how can you do in case you arrive in Germany, you go to make yourself registered, and when you get there, they make you seek. Oh, okay. So it says here, they make him seek for asylum instead of temporary protection. So I'm sure his question is, what can he do?
We highly recommend to get some legal advice at this point, because we aren't lawyers, and it's a really dynamic situation, and it could be, it could be bad if we give some wrong advice. And there are some legal counseling centers in Hamburg as well as in Berlin and the other big cities around. I can't remember, you said you're from Speyer, right? So there will be something in the area as well.
Okay. Okay, Wheels, if you can check the chat box, Horizon Resource Network just dropped a link for you that you can click on for legal support. So just go through that, and I'm sure you would get the help you need from there.
Yeah, it's Hamburg, but okay, yeah. Unfortunately.
Okay, gifts. I'm not sure if I've asked you to talk, if you had network something. Besides that, I think we'll be rounding off the question session. Gifts, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys. And also, according to the nursing you talked about, like I said, I want to ask, do you apply for it first, or you have to get the B2 certificates before you apply to any schools that are offering nursing courses?
Did you get a question?
Okay, I said, according to the nursing you talked about, I said, do you have to get, because I heard you have to get to the B2 level, like the B2 German course level, for you to apply to any nursing school. So do you have to get the certificate first, like the B2 German language certificate, before you apply for any universities in Germany?
Well, I would recommend to apply for a vocational school to do the apprenticeship, as I've told, yeah. And the requirement would be B2, but it depends in a way. So it can be that they say, well, you can submit it a bit later, yeah. So if you have B1, I would go for and try it. But if you have only A2, it doesn't make sense, yeah?
Yeah, because I was trying to see if I could apply for it, because now I just have the A2. I'm trying if I could apply for it, and probably I will get chances of...
Yeah. Where are you? Where do you live?
I'm in Berlin.
Berlin. Maybe you can reach out for the I don't know whether they have it in Berlin, or I'm pretty sure they have, like Berufsagentur for Youth, like the agency, yeah, I don't know how to translate, Berufsagentur, vocational agency for youth or young people. They can give you more hints about applying for apprenticeships.
Okay, sorry, please, could you drop the link in the chat box?
There are links already in the chat box, so if you can go through.
Okay,
some
thank
links
you.
will just drop now, yeah. Okay, so I think that will be all. It's been questions back to back, and I want to really thank you guys for really taking out time to give answers to all of these questions. Really appreciate you so much. Thank you. And like I said, or like they said, they already dropped the link where you can get more information. So in case you still have questions that were not answered, you can go through it, and other links that were dropped also, you can get your answers there. Quickly, I'm going to be calling on Mr. Femi to round off the meeting. Mr. Femi, that's the NIDO president. Martin, you raised your hand?
Yeah, maybe I just want to add one general thought. So I would really recommend you to get in contact with your university in your area and ask them. Many of them have like a department for refugees or for internationals. Get in contact with study advisors or with the international offices of the specific university you are interested in. So you can get these information, but you need to look for it on your own in a way. Yeah, nobody will reach to you and will say, well, hey, you should do this and that. Yeah, it's unfortunately, it's not like that. You need to go for it.
Yeah, you really have to be proactive.
So,
yeah. So thank you so much. You add the word is proactive. Nobody's going to do anything for you. You have to take the bull by the horn and get things in order. Thank you so much. So Mr. Femi, I'm over to you to round up.
Yes, thank you so much, Felicia. Thank you so much, Yana. Thank you so much, Martin. It's been a very informative session. I'm so proud of what we have been able to achieve today. Like Felicia rightly said, you need to dig for more information yourself online. The internet is the universe. Most of the information you are actually seeking, you might find in one form or the other. Of course, we still need sessions like this to offer you an orientation on how to go about seeking further information. So once again, I would like to express our profound gratitude to Uni-Hamburg Hilft for being part of this event, for sparing time and efforts to provide information they provided today. We look forward to continue to work with them. And I would like also to thank our partner, Dr. Taiwo Fagbemigun of the Horizon Resource Network, our moderator, Felicia, thank you so much, Adenayo. And also,
I think you just gave me a new name.
Oh, sorry. Did I make a mistake about your name?
Yeah, I think you called me Felicia, but I'm Teresa.
Oh, sorry about that. Pardon me. And thank you so much for our Chief Technical Officer, Engineer Moses Kolade Ogun. Thank you for the marvelous job that you have done. And thank you for everybody who has been part of this. And so we look forward to seeing you again. On the 11th of May, we are going to have another virtual information session, this time on legal matters. It's going to be addressed by a German lawyer. So all the issues surrounding resident permits will be adequately addressed at the virtual event. Once again, on the 11th of May, we are going to have a virtual legal information session. Please don't miss that. And once again, thank you to everybody and have a wonderful weekend.
And you too, sir. Thank you so much, Martin. Thank you so much, Yana. That was a very informative session. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having us, and to all the people who are in Hamburg right now, feel free to come to our office. And like Martin said, those who are not, visit the universities in the other cities.
Yeah, thank you so much for the moderation, and thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Femi, and I wish you all the best. I wish stay safe. There was someone in Lviv, and yeah, I wish you all the best and good luck here in Germany.
Yeah, so that's the watchword. We wish you all the best, and we hope that someday in the future we would get to see all of you already settled in Germany and breaking new grounds by God's grace. So thank you all, and we'll see you in the next session. Good evening.
Bye-bye.